Okay, alright. We're going to see Monarch Lynde. Say hello. They are peaceful, inoffensive, and a bit of a snob. As such, we're going to be going initially for a faith ambition. Should that faith ambition fail, we'll go instead for a authority ambition. Now, those of you that know the game well enough, this means that we're going to go for a sainthood ending. If we can get enough faith and enough authority, then Lynde will become a saint. We're going to try and avoid a war if we can, and end them as soon as possible if one should happen. And we try to avoid potential scandals and maintain a good image. Other than that, as a snob, we don't really care for the peasants. We're better than the peasants. Us nobles, that is. And we don't really care for farming. Let them eat cake. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but here we are. This is what we rolled up. So let me pop that sign away. And we'll get on in. We have faith? No, we don't. That's the trouble. That's the problem. Right. Salutes in chat, everyone. The bug is here. The bug is gone. Goodbye to the bug. Now then. Let's review the situation. Grandees are starving. Patricians have no faith. Barons have no faith. Grandees have a little bit of faith. Poke me later, we now have a fix for the bug. Ooh. Okay. You have my interest, Morgrim. Thank you, thank you. Oh dear. Now let's go down the list. Let's introduce ourselves to all of our nobles. We have joining us in the barons, we have Baron Gibbo, Baron Dean, Baron Mero, Baroness Ostrobroad, and Baron Katori. Welcome on in, all the barons. We've also got the Grandees here. We've got Grandee Whopper, Grandee Morgrim, thank you, welcome on in. Grandee Crowbar, Grandee FMX, and Grandee Hyena Droid. Welcome on in, all of our Grandees. And finally, for the patricians, we've got Lord Patrician Ephra II, Lord Patrician Jacobean, and Lord Patrician Advisor. Welcome on into our patricians as well. Do not be disheartened, more people will come and go as the game progresses. Gwentaris, welcome on in as well. Damn, made it just in the nick of time, we're just starting. So the bug is gone, and we are going to start, as always, with the path to victory. Oh! When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? That's my bad, I accidentally clicked. I want to be peaceful. I'm gonna be remembered, right? Get this. I'm gonna be remembered as a saint. I will restore the faith. And we're gonna make Archie big again. We're gonna get him a bigger hat, alright? The church will love you, I suspect, but will anyone else? I suggest over the next few years, You focus on improving the kingdom's overall faith as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. What is faith? I'm interested in crab coin only. Oh no. Oh, an FMX. I get the pun, but not too much, okay? Alright, council introduction. We bloody well pulled it off, didn't we? The barons are finally in charge and we can sort this kingdom out. Now just remember our little arrangement. We put you on that damn throne, so you'll do as we tell you. Got it? Glory to the march. Huzzah! Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you today. Alright, who have we got from the coast? It's Ephra. A pleasure, Your Serene Highness. Hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Alright, and who have we got from the Grandees? We got Whopper here. May the ninth God bless your reign, Your Holiness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honour and faith. Hey, Shadow Moon. They are back in the Barons. With that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think? Will they be a good little monarch and do as they're told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan. Just in case. Alright. And time for coronation. First vote of the game. I'll allow it. Try not to be too fruity or, you know, you'll get caught by the auto mod. But it's okay. It's funny because everything you just said there, weakling was the thing it flagged. It's good if chat isn't busy. I can catch stuff like that. Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from Queen Carla II, but you must still answer to council. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Alright, let's get it over with then. Shall we call the nobles in? Let's have a look. I mean, ugh. There's only one of these I really like, and it's a blood oath from the peasants. So I'm going to put Monarch's vote on that, but everyone, type in chat, !vote, followed by the letter of the item you'd like to vote for. A lavish parade. B, force the commoners to swear a blood oath. C, throw me in the river. Or D, put on a vast banquet for the monarch. We're so hungry. Oh no. Yes, yes, you are starving. Right, how many votes is that total? There's 15 people. Oh, all but one of us has voted, right? Final call for whoever's yet to vote. I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, and then we'll move on. Oh, there we go. It's happened. It's happened. Thank you, Morgrim. The nobles spare no expense, and your banquet table groans under the weight of it. No, I understand. I got you, Morgrim. It's all good. I know you're modding for another one. Whole roasted peacock, a boar's head stuffed with swan's tongues, an entire whale turning on a spit. It's a meal fit for the monarch, which is now, you suppose, what you are. Alright, what have we got? Yeah, I'm open the sign for you. There you go. Lake, welcome on in. Hold on, let me put the sign away. Lake, there you are. Welcome back to the Grandees. Alright, let me open the sign. I'm going to go get a fresh drink quickly, and then we'll move on and look at everyone's schemes. There we go. Staying hydrated. Ah, yeah, I don't really care for this whole, you know, feeding the peasants malarkey. Let them eat cake. Alright, eyes down. We're going to be starting with the barons. Yvette of the Katori Blueberry bloodline. Charismatic marcher prodigy. Stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. What a coup! Lynde now sits on the throne, and the barons are in charge, but the other regions will already be scheming to depose them. Do we stay loyal to the new monarch, or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? What we got? Should the barons stay loyal to Monarch Lynde, or scheme to place a new claimant Yvette on the throne instead? Well, 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 what will it be? Loyalist subterfuge uprising. Loyalists, stay loyal to me. Subterfuge, you try and replace my council. Or uprising, you try and get the peasants to rebel and throw me out of office. I can't believe it. You traitors. You treacherous snakes. You all decided yesterday, oh, go for faith, it'll be funny. Go for faith. And then I roll up peacefully like, ugh, not that kind of faith. We don't want to be peaceful. We want to go to war. Damn it all. Okay, there's a tie. How many of you are there? 7 of you. Right, whichever barons. Kavabi, it's patricians. We wanted a crusade and I gave them peace. It's true. Alright, final countdown. Yeah, you should be put in there because they're short-handed. There you go, buddy. You can't actually choose where you end up while the game's in play. The only time you can do it is at the start of a whole new dynasty. But welcome on in. We like to do a bit of roleplay here, so please don't mind it if you see people voting against the best interests of the faction. They're just doing things for their own reasons. I've got my own roleplay stuff going on, and downstream from that roleplay, because I want to have peace, the frickin' barons aren't going to stay loyal to me. Right. A few months in the luxury of the palace, and Monarch Lynde has gone soft. We deserve a real baron on the throne. The barons plan to replace the monarch's advisors with their own agents. First, they must prove they're doing a bad job. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Lucian of the Advisor family, eccentric former pirate. Scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Monarch Lynde. Something must be done. Whoa, what was that? What was that? Our options are A, monopoly, B, conspiracy, or C, corruption. So again, we've got all the patrician specials, same as yesterday. Number 1, monopoly. You're going to try and buy up all the infrastructure of the kingdom. Conspiracy, you're going to try and... How does that one go again? Corruption, you're going to bribe. You're going to try and bribe your way into having everything. Conspiracy, that's right. You're going to give me a loan and use the loan as leverage to get access to the kingdom. But it looks like corruption's the way. Viverida, if I'm saying that right. Viverida. Right. Viverida. There we go. Viverida, thank you for the follow back there. I appreciate that. Vivir, I might just call you Vivir going on, if that is how I say it. The patricians plan to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Pasquale of the Morgrim Moon lineage. Look at this. Now, is that not a regal figure? He's got those black dead eyes. Infamous Southern Elder stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. If false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored, grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honour. We must not allow it to go unanswered. My son has a nice beard. He does look, he has a good look about him. There's something going on there. Right, so there is A, sorcery to make a deal with a wizard, B, doppelganger to find me a body double to replace me with, or C, further, you're going to stoke religious sentiments. Yikes. Alrighty, that's all of you. You're 100%. You're on the Biffo quest. You want to find yourself a Biffo. The Grandees plan to swap the real Monarch for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the Spy Master. To advance their scheme, the Grandees must keep defiance at 4 or less in 4 seasons. Alright, so our Rogues Gallery for today. We have Yvette, our distant cousin of the March. The Barons are pursuing a subterfuge scheme, and for the first stage of that scheme, they need to make sure the kingdom's stability is 4 or less in 3 seasons' time. Currently, it's at 5. Pasquale, our ambitious vassal in the south, pursuing the Grandees are going to pursue a doppelganger scheme, and to start off with, they need to keep their own defiance at 4 or less in 4 seasons' time, currently at 2. Finally, Lucian, another distant cousin of ours, but this time in the coast. The patricians are pursuing a corruption scheme, and they want to lower the kingdom's authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Authority currently at 5. May the best monarch win. Yes, I just mentioned that Whopper a little moment ago. We do like to roleplay here. And those of you who are fresh and new to roleplay, feel free to roll on the chart here for a starting prompt. You have to roll 2d6, so type !2d6 in chat. Add the numbers together and you'll get like a little roleplay prompt. Or you can just pick one, or you can make up whatever you want. But this is just how we roll. Now then, having a look at this. What would I want? Oh, Jacobin. Let's have a look. Nobles, you rolled an 8. What is an 8? 8 is greed. Greed is good. You just want to hoard wealth. And always vote to enrich yourself if you can. And refuse to spend money on auctions. There you go. And we got another one for Hyena Droid. That's a 9. I think that's a true noble. A noble's noble. You are generally in favour of noble pursuits such as, but not limited to, jousting, hunting, duelling, and daft wagers. Ostrabroad, we've got a 5. Blood and Steel, you're always in favour of war and fighting in general. And yeah, there is also, if I type it in, you can find my full roleplay rules on the links below. They're free PDFs you can get off my Ko-fi page. In fact, what I'll do, I'll not reply, I'll just pin it. But yeah, if you want to do more advanced roleplay for your noble, you can check out the second link there, and it's got all the details on how you can hash it out. But let's get back to it. What would I want? What is my peaceful, inoffensive? Oh, don't like peasants. These, I'll take swing vote. Why not? I mean, we never really do it. We start off with an invitation. And a fishy wedding. Do I want to try the achievement? I mean, the situation hasn't really changed all that much. No, we're gonna go to the hunt. Don't you worry. Your Majesty, it's our honour to invite you to the Lord's Hunt next year. The hunt will be taking place in late spring, so keep your schedule clear. Of course, as a marcher yourself, you've taken part in the Lord's Hunt many times before. You know what to expect. I look forward to it. Yeah, but I'm pro-noble. And this is a noble pursuit. Killing animals. Hey, Weldris. Well, come on in. Damn, where is everyone? Where's Weldris? There you are. Of course, why wouldn't you? So yeah, maybe later on, once I've got a few more things. Speaking of, here's a fishy wedding. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Saul has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. By the 9th great nation, the Isle of Saul is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. And I heard it isn't even a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. The groom is a finfolk, one of the denizens of the sea, perfectly sapient and actually amphibious. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimise this fast by allowing a monarch to attend. Now then, this is interesting. Because I'm generally speaking, I'm pro-faith, but I'm also pro-peace and want to avoid scandals. So, generally speaking, well, look, I don't want to half measure it. I'll allow you all to decide what we're going to do. Either we'll attend a wedding to maintain peace and good relations, or we'll condemn it to bolster our faith. Wait, what? Yeah, it's looking like we're going to condemn the wedding. We need to go to the wedding. Whoever heard of marrying a fish? Exactly. No weddings, only faith. Oh, what's this? What have we got? Kisaki as well. Thank you for the follow. What's going on? There's been a huge influx of people. I've had like, what? At least 15 followers over the past like week. It's been very hectic, but thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for coming in and supporting, and I hope you all continue to enjoy what you see, all you newcomers. I appreciate you. Thank you for following. Ganahan, welcome back on in. Ganahan, there you are. In with the pats again. I just looked up King of the Castle yesterday. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, has it been bolstered in the in Steam or something because it just had an update? Did you discover it just while browsing Steam? But okay, it looks like we're going to condemn the wedding. For the Lannister, Kisaki, thank you. The advanced guide is awesome. No worries. I hope it's good for you. It is on... Oh, yeah, it's 50% off at the minute, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so that would have been it. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. No, you can join whenever, Seraph Wing. Yeah, you can join now. And you'll be randomly put in one of the things. I'd imagine you'll get put in the patricians as they're like one short. Your Majesty, I must protest in the strongest terms. Quite apart from being simply rude, this will inflame tensions between... Quiet, you! The council has spoken! Ooh. You send an angry letter to the Archduke of Seoul, decrying the marriage as blasphemous and icky. The grandees are happy with your firm stance and the church sings your praises. Okay. No icky fish wedding. Seraph Wing, there we go. Yeah. Welcome on in to the patricians. No icky fish. Now, another thing for everyone. It's generally considered... What is it? God damn it. I can't remember the correct wording. What is the English language? It's considered classy, I guess, or good conduct to change the colour of your name in chat to match the colour of your faction. You don't have to do this. It's not something that we can enforce or anything, but it's nice if you could. Customary. Yes, there you go. That's a good word for it. Thank you, Katori Dean. Komori, welcome back to the march. And who was that joined? Kisaki. There you are. You're in the patricians. And then that way everyone knows who's doing what in chat. That's just a general good rule of thumb, especially if you're going to play a lot on Twitch. Good evening. You're sitting up in bed reading some paperwork when a filth-encrusted peasant wanders into your bedchamber, bold as brass. Hello, you Madge. Glad I finally found you. This place is a bloody maze, it is. Mind if I take a seat? Yes, I do mind, you filthy peasant. I'll stand then, no problem. Listen, I've got a bloody great idea with you. What if we chop the legs of horses and replace them with wheels? Boom! Faster transport. Before the peasant can explain further, your marshal bursts into the bedchamber, sword drawn. Your Majesty! Sorry I didn't come sooner. I have no idea where the palace watch are. Do you want me to kill this intruder? Yes. Martial sword flashes parting the peasant's head from his shoulders. Blood spurts across your favourite duvet. Salutes in chat for the duvet. I'm going to have to get it washed. It's a right bugger to get blood out of your duvet. If one thing's clear from this mess, it's that you need an honour guard who can actually keep you safe. Not like the pathetic watch. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. No need to even ask, Marshal, says Komori, just walking out my wardrobe or something. The Monarch knows that our veterans are the only ones with experience of real warfare. I've made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. It's time for some religious influence in the church. We're going to have the Southern Nuns. Killabol, thank you. Welcome on in. Sorry, buddy. There you go. You're in there with the Barons. Killabol, welcome on in. I did see you type join earlier, but I was in mid-flow. And yeah, Ephra, you tap the sign. Obviously, we don't care about peasants. Peasants aren't important. We don't really care about them. Get wrecked. So, we all know what my roleplay was for that. What would have happened if we let the peasant go? He would have chopped the legs off horses. That's it. Your Highness, how could you choose them? I will make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn still mask betraying nothing before filing information behind your throne. Praise the ninth, everyone. Alright, so our first auction of today's game. Bit chaotic, we got a lot of people here, but let's break it down. So, patricians are interested in lowering authority. They can do so if they pass F, the theatre. There are barons who may be interested in lowering stability. They can do so with B, the prison. However, if you want to stall the patricians, there is A, the monument that would raise authority instead. And if you'd like to stall the barons, there is E, the library, that would raise stability instead. As for the grandees, they've got a free pass. I would very much like a deer park so you could all starve. That would be fantastic. But I suppose D, the Grand Bazaar, might be quite tasty for the grandees to bring up their trade a little more. Ace, welcome on in. Where is Arrow Ace? There you go. You almost broke. But right, here is a list of everyone's names and how much money you've all got. If the plugin doesn't work for you, then you can't see how much you got. You can check it down here. Obviously, hopefully the plugin does work and you could just click it. It'll be up here somewhere between where it says summer and back, and you ought to be able to refer to how much money you got before you make a bid. We're going to start the auction right now. Type !fund followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you'd like to fund it with. The top two items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else that people bid on will get a refund. You have about 40 seconds to get your bids in, but there is a slight delay on stream, so I will type in chat when we have 10 seconds left. Okay, what's it looking like? We've got D and C. So the Grand Bazaar and Deer Park, really? Okay. I did not expect that for a second. 10 seconds. Go, go, go. If you're waiting to snipe, now's the time. Okay, that changed things up. What did we end up with? Was it F and B? It was. No! This is rough. Respect my authority. Right, let's deal with the soulish privateers. What authority? I know. Your Holiness, it's terrible. Pirates have been going after our merchant vessels. I'm nearly bankrupt. These are typical soulish tactics, Your Majesty. The Archduke was infuriated by your response to his wedding, and he's getting revenge the only way he knows how. Piracy. Unfortunately, that's only speculation. We have no concrete evidence that these are soulish ships. Right. We don't like war. You know what? Send a gift and a note of apology to the Archduke of Saul. Let's do that. That would be the ideal. That would be what we want. We are going to veto the threatened war. Whoa, Lake! Thank you for the bitty bit. What was that? Holy crap. Thank you very much. I think the Navy can run protection. But the gift and a note of apology would be nice. Vote how you will. We are a monarch of peace. We will not be going to war. War is bad. Okay, we don't want war. Oh god. It's really rough because you know that that role is based off the patrician's navy, I believe. So the fact that patricians only have 2 military, that's a long shot. But okay, we got a big gamble. I think that's 18. There's enough people that it could swing. I'm going to do a final countdown in chat. 3, 2, 1. And we'll be moving on. Success! Oh my god! Oh! And it was based off the Grand East military. Hey! What's that? What brought that about? What? Hold on. Hype train? How did that happen? I don't understand. What? Lakelock gave me 1 bit? Who? What? How did that happen? Okay, alright, well, the Navy has won. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, if, you guys remember, you don't have to give me money. But if you want to give me money to get a emote from the hype train, you have to give at least 100 bits. Otherwise, you don't get the emote. So if you are planning on doing it for that, there you go. Now you're fully advised. You don't have to give me anything. I'm happy. And I don't even know how this started. Normally you have to get like 3 donations within a certain amount of time. Your Navy patrols the Ghost Sea, sinking privateers with ease. Soon enough, the chastised soulless stop attacking your ships. You hear much later that the Archduke's wedding to a Finfolk is called off amidst some controversy over whale hunting. Thank you very much there, Whopper. No need to understand. Also, just take my money. I will take your money. No worries. Comes back with honeycomb. Probably more lurking than anything else. So I imagine you're tired, Morgrim. Have you been at it modding for Kaji, like throughout the whole subathon? But thank you for any time and attention you can give us. I appreciate it. Hey, Killbottle. Welcome on in. The South is experiencing a terrible famine, Your Majesty, and a steady trickle of refugees has been pouring into the march. Yes, it's a terrible tragedy. They're looking for food and steady work, but finding neither. They've turned to begging. The streets of Marcher cities are crowded with southern vagrants. I'm sorry that my suffering people are clogging up the precious Marcher streets. They need help, not judgment, but will the council give it? Okay. Thank you as well, Whopper, for the gift subs, and thank you, Lake, for the 100 biddy bits. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The sign? Yes, we don't care about peasants, I'm aware. Tap, tap, tap. Asper lurks and I are taking it in shifts. That's good. I'm glad you're able to spread the load a bit. Yeah, don't worry, we're busy here. Nilawa, where's Nilawa? Nilawa, Nilawa. There you are. Welcome back to the Barrens. I just had my mouse over you. There you are. Let's have a look. So, feeding the peasants? Hell no. I'm going to pay the local sheriff to deal with those beggars. Vile beggars. Oh. Vote B. We got to crack down on this. D would be funny. You can't force me to talk to peasants, okay? I don't want to. If they do, I hope it goes wrong. It'll build character? No. No. It'll give me a disease. They've got lice and stuff, okay? It's awful. Awful. Right, what is this? That's 20 votes out of 26. Holy crap, most of you are here. It seems like a big push from the Barons to support me in cracking down on the beggar problem. Well, yeah, I think that's a fairly solid 22. There's 4 people yet to vote. 3, 2, 1 and we'll move on. The sheriff starts hiring new constables immediately. So desperate for new members that they start recruiting from the slums and fighting pits. Ah, yes, we got some thugs. Soon ordinary citizens are complaining about corruption and random beatings. There we go, that's fine though. Meanwhile, famine in the south worsens and more starving peasants arrive in the march every day. Tensions heighten between the grandees and barons. Whopper, thank you for even more gift subs. Oh, I appreciate that. Everyone who got a gift sub, be sure to thank Whopper for their generosity. Thank you very much. Ask the coast tips on wrangling gladiators. Alright. Now we gotta find a spouse. Chaos is a ladder. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse. Sooner rather than later. I'll take liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? Pufferfish, welcome on in. Just in time. Joining the patricians. Oh, I'm loving the I am a fan of the handlebar mustache. I have it on my own patrician. Very dapper looking chapper. Let's see. I am interested in men. The 1d3 dice roll has decided. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. It's an easy enough decision. You're marrying to the barons as we agreed before you took the throne, right? Right? Maybe. 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 Oh, maybe, baby, it's oh. Okay, right, so we're good there. I'm just going to go to the bathroom right quick, and as such, I'm going to run 90 seconds of ads. So everyone, if you've got to get a drink or got to get some food, have a stretch, take care, go for your own bathroom break, now's the time. I'm going to be back right afterwards, but nothing's going to be happening while I'm away having a little wee-wee. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, everyone? See you in a minute. Let's plot while he's away. No. Overlord. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is that break over? Right. Welcome back. Ads are over, are they? One's in chat if ads are over. I'm hoping so. Where's Overlord Andy been put? We got 1,000 gold anywhere? There we are. There's Overlord. Welcome on in to the Grandees. 2? Why would we ever stop plotting? I mean, it'd be nice. We could have peace and quiet. But welcome on in, buddy. There we go. Right, now there won't be any pre-roll ads for any newcomers for a little bit. And I've got an empty bladder. So it's a win-win. Oh, thank you everyone for any contributions to the hype train. Let's see. What the hell is that? I'm spiraling? Okay. Enjoy if you contributed and you got an emote. Alright, so end of season. Tax season. I think honestly I don't have reason to heavy tax anyone or bribe anyone. So we're good, we're good. We're gonna stay the course here. Ooh, the kitty hype. I like that one. Oh my god, here we go again. Famine, a paper full of news, and eligible options. Okay. We're going to start with a famine. Hello, Your Majesty. I've travelled all the way from the south to beg you to do something about the price of grain. I can't afford to feed my family. A day of backbreaking work isn't enough to buy a day's worth of bread. She's right. The grain price in the south is beyond all control. Greedy merchants rake in profit while the common folk starve. Overlord, welcome. Here we are. Has she considered getting a job? That would be it, wouldn't it? You know what? Skill issue? It does. It does sound like a skill issue. It does sound like, you know, lazy peasants. The free market is something that we can rely on. It will correct itself in due time. So vote D and tell the peasant to get a job. Just have to tighten your belt, you know? You want to have a little less avocado on toast and a little more gumption. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I believe in you. You too can work harder. I can't believe you would vote to have me pay for food. What do you think this is, a charity? We're a kingdom. I don't want to pay for their dinner. I don't even want to pay for my own dinner. I want to threaten to behead someone to get it. Alright. Fine. I thought, no, Ace, I'm anti-peasant. Okay, that's my roleplay for the Monarch, which is what we got. But you know, I guess we do dislike scandals. It's a BOGO deal of a king of culture. Voted for C? No, C would have been awful. That would have been a lot of money. The South is in your debt, Your Majesty. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Kingdom's coffers open and a tide of gold floods into the pockets of southern merchants. Grain prices plunge and stocks of grain run low. Supply no longer meets demand. Some peasants can feed their families now, but others are starving worse than ever. See? We should have trusted the free market. That would have solved it. Look at this, Your Majesty. The Chancellor holds up a wad of paper. On the front is printed the Daily Squawk, along with a dense block of text. They're calling it a paper of news, because everything that's written in it is new. It's like a little town crier made of parchment. Oh, it's gonna rot the minds of our children. Quite so, Your Majesty. Back in our day, people didn't want to know what was happening more than a mile from their village. The very concept of a second village would terrify them. To your surprise, however, the paper of news quickly takes the kingdom by storm. It seems everyone is reading it. Soon enough, there are even competitor papers, and you're being asked to give an interview. Don't do it, Your Esteemed Highness. This is beneath the dignity of your office. But you know, I'm just going to say this outright. The freedom of the press doesn't exist. Yeah, we forgot to break it. Yeah, no worries, Morgrim. I'll go over it. It's in our DMs how to do it, isn't it? I'll go over it later tonight. I'll make a note, in fact, here. Break paper event. Exactly. Who wants to talk to a newspaper? It's not that pufferfish. It's meant to show up once, but once it shows up and you resolve it, it doesn't remember that. So this is like our third reign in a row of it. And so this event will come up every game, and it gets kind of repetitive. I don't mind it, but it's like it's a whole slot for an event. So I've got to go in and alter it so that it's does what it's meant to do, and like, you know, oh, there's a press. But there we go. It can be manually fixed, but not automatically. Exactly. The next day, you're outraged to discover the newspaper has printed an article subtly implying you're a coward who's afraid to face the public. What's worse, the common folk seem to believe it. Even some of the nobles believe it, and they're the ones who voted to stop you from attending the interview. I'm sorry, Your August Majesty, it just looks bad. It says here you could not be reached for comment. Makes you look like you're hiding something. Okay. What have we got going on here? Okay, so our matches, right. We want somebody that's in good with the church, who's fairly faithful and religious, and somebody that's got a clean sheet, hasn't done anything too outrageous, hasn't got a bad reputation, and all the better if they hate peasants like I do. Filthy goddamn peasants. I've found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young man from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely or be securing a powerful alliance. Yes, I know. The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where they've arranged 3 portraits. Now each is covered by a cloth. Alright, let's see the gentleman. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. From the coast we have Zeno, wealthy heir to noble patrician, Seraph Wing's estate. I mean, just look at him. He's gorgeous and apparently has a silver tongue too. That's good. He's also obsessed with the arena. All his friends are gladiators, and sometimes he even enters a fight himself. There was a scandal recently where he publicly was critical of the church. Nothing came of it. This guy, he's hot and he fights, but public scandal I don't like, and he's being critical of the church I double don't like. Nah, it's gonna be a nah. From the south we have Melikor, eldest son of the Morgrim Moon lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims to put his faith in an I've got above all worldly concerns. Unfortunately, he lacks the common touch. The peasants have terrible nicknames for him. Oh, he's so hot. He loves the church and he hates the peasants. He's just like me. This is good. This is good shit right here. We are eating. Yes! And finally, we have the March's offering. Samuel, scion of the prestigious Merrow bloodline. Typical baron, really. Loud, brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most barons, he's got no patience for hunting. Prefers to spend his time in an armchair with a good book. Give him half a chance and he'll expand at length on how we should improve the lot of the peasants. He's a reader and he likes peasants. Yuck. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll also gain a lifelong alliance. It's Melkor, right? It's gotta be. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. Yeah, Grandies do have the best match. It's all like RNG, right? But I do like to pick someone that my character would pick RP wise. It does mean for a bit of random chance involved. Deep in the forests of the March, Baron Gibbo has gone boar hunting with a few of his close friends. Huzzah! The kingdom's in such chaos I've stopped paying taxes and the monarch hasn't even noticed. I'm gonna get my tax money. Okay, Gibbo, it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But at some point, we're going to get on top of this and we're going to nip this in the bud. Aye! Given the recent turmoil, the council is calling for the monarch's inner circle to resign. We need to increase the pressure. If the monarch's in a weak enough position, they've got no choice but to bow to our demands. No more interfering spy master. No more marshal or chancellor or treasurer. A whole new inner circle all made up of barons. For the next stage of their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. There we are. Barons and Pats going to be working together. Hello. In a dingy seaside tavern, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Blood, ashes and damnation. Sea and storm take us all. Whatever is the matter? I offered cash to a palace official and he acted like I was trying to give him head lice. Doesn't surprise me. The monarch's authority is quite respected. You're lucky he didn't turn you over to the watch. There's no room for some good old-fashioned bribery. What's the world coming to? The Pat's aim is to lower authority to 4 or less. Alright. I do like Iron Choice. That is my cup of tea right now. Okay, so the Lord's Hunt. Very good. After several days riding along muddy roads, you have arrived at the March of the Lord's Hunt. What weapon did you bring for the occasion? A spear. That's good for hunting, right? And what animals did you bring to help you catch your prey? A pack of well-trained hounds. Ah, your majesty. Please, you could make it. I see you brought a spear. Marvellous choice, your majesty. A pack of hounds. Excellent, excellent. The woods are teeming with game, your majesty. As the monarch, it's up to you what we hunt. I feel like boar. Nice fatty boars. That's the way we want to go. Ah, the boar. An admirable choice. A fearsome beast, especially when cornered. Gwentaris lifts a horn to his lips and blows, producing a sound that scares the birds from the surrounding trees. Let the Lord's Hunt commence! You spur your horse onward through the undergrowth. Your spear clutched in your sweaty palms, a pack of baying hounds stream ahead of you. The spear's a good weapon for hunting, boy, your majesty. Stops a blighter from getting away. And look, your dogs have caught a scent. You ride on, and then, there, a grunting noise from the bushes, and something crashing through the leaves, something big. Chuck your spear, 60%, let's go! The boar is a monster as wide as a whiskey barrel. With tusks as long as scimitars, it focuses its tiny mad eyes on you, it charges, squealing and snorting. You jab your spear under its belly and wedge the other end against the ground. The boar impales itself in a frenzy, thrashing and screeching, before finally falling still. Good show, your majesty, that was a fearsome blighter. Alright, I wouldn't have wanted to tangle with it. The rest of the Lord's Hunt is similarly successful. Every night you celebrate the success of the hunt with a hog roast and cider. Each morning you ride forth to do it all again. Several days later you begin the long ride back to the capital, having successfully won the Baron's respect. We are so good. Boar Slayer. Here we go again, everyone. Lady Patrician Vivian is here to see you, your majesty. She wants to sell you a crab. Of course she does. It's the latest trend along the coast, your majesty. Patricians decide keeping a species of drilled crab as a fashionable pet. The creatures are so rare that one can now sell for as much as a mansion. Very well, send her in. Vivi, hey, how's it going? Thank you for seeing me, your majesty. I know the price is steep, but I assure you, These crabs will only go up in value. I will buy a whole box. Counting out your gold, Lady Patricia Vivi assures you that you will not regret your purchase. Alright, wedding time. Your wedding to Melkor is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. There's some crabs. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Melkor at your side. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? I do. Then I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. At the feast, your new husband Melkor delivers a long rambling speech that puts everyone to sleep. By the time you find yourself alone with Melkor, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. What a wonderful occasion that was. A shame tradition demanded we marry in St. Bertrand's Cathedral. I can assure you the temples down south are much grander. Hope you're not feeling homesick already, my love. Of course not. I never get homesick. Actually, I can't abide people who waste time dwelling on the past. Tell me something you're passionate about. I'm just a humble follower and I've God's teaching. And everywhere I look, I'm surrounded by sinners and heathens. I can't wait to laugh at them from the thereafter. Oh yes, it's going to be hilarious. It is, isn't it? Anyway, to continue the subject, you gently fall asleep to the sound of Melkor droning on about himself. Winner, winner. In the south, beneath a scorching sun, Grande Ep08 is strolling through a vineyard in the company of a few close friends. You said you had a surprise for me? I did. And here it is. Behold. Your Majesty! What are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry, I hope you didn't overhear any. Ha ha ha! Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the Monarch, it's a peasant who's the Monarch's spitting image. God above! And just in time. The Spymaster trusts us so much he's not noticed that we're fortifying the border. This means we can move to the next phase, kidnapping the Monarch and putting this fool in their place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos. Bad enough the Monarch's abduction can slip past unnoticed. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandees must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Biffo has been acquired. The Biffo has been deployed. Panic! Panic in the council. Pasqualo and the Grandees. We've had Crabstein, yes. Need to keep stability at 4 or less for 2 seasons. Lucian and the Patricians, they need to lower authority to 4 or less. As does Yvette and the Barons, but they've got 2 seasons to do it, to move at pace. But it looks like the Grandees are going to come out ahead. The chaos created by the Barons recently is to the advantage of the Grandees now. Putting on a show, the rewards of prosperity. What is putting on a show? Kitty, hello, welcome on in. Kitty, Kitty. Where's Kitty Cafe? Hello, everyone say hello to Kitty in chat. Welcome on in. There you are. Welcome back to the Barons. Your Serene Highness, have the most wonderful solution for all that excess gold cluttering your treasury. Kisaki, you look absolutely dapper. The golden eye with the scar. We should put on a mock sea battle in the coastal arena. For too long we've put up with gladiators fighting to the death on dry land. Boring. That sounds expensive. That's the point. It would be the event of the century. We waterproof the arena and fill it with seawater. Then we crew a few custom-built ships, with our most expendable gladiators and have them duke it out before the screaming crowd. Why are there names that aren't highlighted? The people that aren't highlighted don't own the game, or at least they own the game and they haven't got it attached to their Twitch account. For you to have a highlighted name, you need to own the game and have it attached to Twitch. That's why they're not highlighted. So Killbolt, if you own the game, you want to go into it and attach it to your Twitch account, let me know and I'll have to alter your details in the save. I don't like to mock any battles. Free is hurtful. Okay. You know what? I don't mind paying for it. I really don't, as long as I get a point of authority for it. $2,000 gold and we'll have our mock sea battle. You'll all be happy. I'll be happy. Everyone's happy. This is the closest thing you're going to get to a war, Barons. Kindly vote A. I can't believe you'd be like this. I can't believe you would do this. I want the authority point. Alright, there's a bunch of you yet to vote. If you've yet to vote, please consider voting A. Authentic and cheap? What, to hold it at C? What a pain in the ass that is. Alright, we're going to do a final countdown. It'll be 3, 2 and 1, then we'll be done. Boom, boom. Okay, here we go. We're going to cheap out. Oh, I suppose it's a little impractical to waterproof the entire arena. I'll make the arrangements to hold the mock battle at sea. A few weeks later, the show is held just offshore, with audience members jammed onto a few overcrowded cargo ships. It starts off well enough with the gladiators' ship circling each other and firing specially made mini cannons. Unfortunately, it is packed in a particularly exciting moment. A gladiator captain swinging on a rope, cutlass between her teeth. The crowd rushes forward to get a better look and tips their boat over. Dozens of people drown, including many of the best artisans of the coast. And Lord Patrician Kisaki sinks to his doom, weighed down by his gold and silver jewellery. What? Kisaki? The common folk whispered that the disastrous sea battle was a huge waste of money and shows that you have no control over your spending. Oh my god, Kisaki! Kisaki salutes in chat. Kisaki has died. Drowned at sea. Terrible news. The kill count climbs up. 1 dead noble. But not to worry. Kisaki the first may be dead, but Kisaki the second will immediately take their place on the council. Oh dear lord, thank you for the salutes, everyone. Rewards of prosperity, here we are. Your Majesty, merchants are visiting the march from a firefield as Valamir and Atesh. Our quarterly figures are stunning. Ugh, merchants. Yeah, I agree. But there is a small price to pay for the prices they pay. Your Highness, this marcher economist has an audacious idea for all this wealth. Call it an experiment. We give the peasants gold whether or not they're working. This will ensure a base level of comfort and security for all. Great God, what are you saying? That we should hand out cash for nothing? With respect. How is that different from the barons receiving fees from their serfs? It's completely different, Your Highness. This lunacy cannot be possibly considered. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I think, weighing it all up, what would we want? You can visit other regions across the kingdom. That wouldn't be terrible. Or the barons can hold. Any of these three is fine, really, by me. I'm not too fussed. Don't worry, we're not gonna give peasants money for nothing. That is absolutely categorically off the table. A summit is great. Okay. Well, there we are. That's a grand total of what? 9 and 9, 18 votes. I think that's all of you. Yeah, Kisaki drowned at sea. Ephra. Great God, but those are our merchants. It's tough for the barons to give up some of their monopoly. But as the merchants expand trade routes across the kingdom, the other regions quickly feel the benefit. More and more counting houses are built, and long abandoned roads are rebuilt to allow for safe passage of caravans. There we go. Everyone's happy. Arms deals, yeah. It's not working out. Nothing personal. We can still be partners. Yeah. Greetings, Lynde. I have had an idea. As I'm sure you know, my fellow grandees have been shirking in their religious duties a bit recently. Faith in the ninth god could certainly be higher in the south right now. The problem is feeling of disconnection from the church here in the capital. But I think if the message came from one of their own, it might make a difference. I can't blame them with the way... you want to become a preacher? Not a preacher exactly, just an ambassador, I suppose, to show them what it means to be a faithful adherent to the ninth god. Will you give me your blessing? Go forth and bring the good word to them, my love. Praise the ninth, I'll make preparations immediately. Word spreads fast that the king consort will tour the south. Thousands flock to the towns and villages where he plans to stop. Oh, fuck off. Sorry. Me dropping an F-bomb. Unfortunately, they're mostly flocking to throw vegetables. The popularity of the crown in the south clearly isn't as high as Melkor had hoped. It's not long before he calls off the tour to return home, his tail tucked between his legs. Rough. Very rough. Not good. Not a good day. Oh my god. Alright, here we are. So... barons and patricians want to lower authority. They can do so with B, the theatre. There's also stability for the grandees. They can lower it with C, the prison, or it can be raised instead with F, the library. E, the cathedral, would be nice. We're going to open this up so you can see how much money everyone has. And we're going to start the auction now. Type exclamation mark fund followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you'd like to fund it with. The top two items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else that you bid on will be refunded. You've got about 40 seconds to get your funding in. Try not to miss out, but there is a slight delay on stream, so I'll type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. Alright, what do we got here? What is this? C and B. Boom, 10 seconds. Alright, what did we end up with? We got the theatre and the cathedral. Thank you, Kamori, and thank you everyone else who funded that cathedral. We love it. Oh, here we are. A bizarre report. Your Majesty, I have received worrying reports. Worrying and confusing. What's wrong, Spymaster? I've received words from one of my little birdies underground Ep08's manor. They have a most unusual guess. Who? It's you, Your Majesty, or someone that looks just like you. I have no reason to suspect the grandees of plotting anything, and yet I can't square this away. Unfortunately, I can't devote too many resources to solving this puzzle, with the kingdom in such a lamentable state, too busy fighting fires elsewhere. I recommend you call a meeting of the council and try to do something to put a stop to this. Very well, assemble them at once. It's a rough day out here, isn't it? I think a thorough search of the southern manors, that would be good. We'll find this body double. Your Madge, you've been attending all my parties. My vine is gone. Wait, what? We should do nothing about this? I can't believe you would spend my money. Alright. Oh, it doesn't matter if you fail RP every now and again. We all make mistakes. Thank you, Pufferfish. You're my favourite patrician. Thank you for voting the way I was going to vote. Here we go. Gang, gang. Yeah, here we are. The ranks of your palace watch are swollen with new recruits. Auto Tartar, welcome on in. Where are you? You were here yesterday, I think. There you are, in with the pats. The ranks of your palace watch are swollen with new recruits, and a strict curfew is set up within a 2-mile radius of the palace. It should help keep you safe, but the nobles think it's a display of weakness. There are rumours that you're slipping into paranoia. Your Majesty, you must have noticed that the kingdom's not exactly been doing well lately. Not your fault, of course. You're being led astray. Led astray? By who? The Spymaster, the Chancellor, the Treasurer, the Marshal. All those unelected figures whispering in your ear. Who appointed them? Can you trust them? What's the alternative? You need some Marcher Barons to advise you. We'll be honest, we'll tell you how it is. Not just what's convenient. I doubt the other regions would like that. Let us worry about the other regions, my liege. We'll bring them around. Just promise to think about what I said. A few moments after Baron Givonexus has slipped out of the throne room, your Chancellor barges in, looking flustered. Your other advisors follow behind. Your Majesty, the barons have been spreading rumours about me and your other advisors. Why would they be doing something like this? It's an attempt to turn the nobles against us. Trouble is, it's working. The council is demanding our resignation. I don't know how much longer we can weather this storm, Your Majesty. We're not exactly in the strongest position. If the council wants us gone... We'll be gone within the next few months unless you do something about it. Call a vote and get the council back on our side. I reckon we ought to order the barons to apologise for spreading ugly rumours. That would be it. Oh God. I don't know that we will look into it more. Look at it. 9 votes? The barons have shown up big. Okay then. With the council choosing not to intervene, the rumours spread like wildfire. Soon more than half the kingdom is convinced your advisors must resign. Your marriage to Malka has grown strong and steady like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. But something's still missing. You need an heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. My husband and I will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. Insufferable couple. Yeah. Number 1 insufferable couple. Alright, before we move on, I need to go to the restroom again. And also replenish my drink. So everyone, get up, have a stretch. Go to the bathroom, get a fresh drink yourselves. Do whatever human needs you have. I'm going to run an ad break for another 90 seconds. I'm coming back. And then we'll carry on. Alright, hang in there everyone, see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back everyone. Sorry for that. Are we all back and the ads are over? One's in chat if you can hear me. Alright, thank you. Eyes down, we're entering the final stage of a couple of plots. Somewhere in the march, Baron Gibbo sits next to a banquet. Gnawing a greasy chicken leg. He and his fellow plotters discuss their scheme between mouthfuls. The ninth god has finally answered our prayers, my friend. I've come from Grant that the monarch's advisors resign, and the monarch is too weak to resist. Our replacements are waiting in the rings. Once the advisors surround the monarch, we'll completely control of what they hear. We will shape their reality. We'll treat the monarch like a piece of mould. Keep them in the dark and let them grow as we please. You got it. The question is, what should we do with this control? Delicious pork? Yeah, chicken. Turn the monarch into a useless figurehead. That's goal. Raise stability. Or force the monarch to abdicate in favour of their claimant. Raise the other's defiance. My monarch is mouldy? Yeah. Okay, so you want to piss everyone else off. That's your final play. There's a lot of you, a lot of barons, so I'll hang on a bit. How many are there total? 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Only half the barons have voted. Barons, it's time to decide the final step of your scheme. Considering how this is already a baron on the throne, yeah, it is. It is, isn't it? It's funny. Alright. We'll move on. Once we've taken the monarchs in a circle, we'll convince them to abdicate for the good of the kingdom, of course. Of course. And appoint our claimants in their place, I assume. I got it in one. Won't the other regions be furious? Not if they despise the current monarch. They'll welcome a new monarch with open arms, even if it's a marcher. For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must raise the other region's defiance to a combined total of at least 10, or ensure another region begins a rebellion. You got a long way to go there, barons. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Good news, my friend! The palace officials have been more accepting of my bribes. They're becoming more and more open to corruption every day. What are you getting in return? Oh, not much. A better seat in the council chamber, access to the monarch's rooms when they're out, that sort of thing. But the important thing is the monarch's staff are getting used to selling their principles to the highest bidder. So what's next? Palace staff are one thing, but the true prize would be the loyalty of the Chancellor and the rest of the monarch's inner circle. To do that, we need to demolish their respect for the monarch. If the kingdom is in chaos, they will see the monarch as an incompetent fool and will be much more open to our bribes. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Oh my god! Stop it! I just want some stability and authority. Why are you all passing the stability 4 or less around each other? Meanwhile, in the south, Grandee FMX has invited their closest associates to their manor house for some wine, some cheese, and a little bit of treason. The kingdom's on the brink of chaos. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the monarch in full view of the palace watch? Of course not. We need to use the chaos to our advantage. There are two options. Alright, what's it going to be? Either lure the monarch to the south and abduct him there. That involves raising your own defiance. Or manufacture a food crisis and kidnap the monarch during the relief efforts. Lower own farming. Not again. No. No, you guys just got some snacks, okay? You just got 2 farming. No. Oh no. Mass starvation imminent. I've already declared that I don't give a crap about your food. If the south is gripped with famine, we can convince the monarch to come down and visit us. Kiss babies, hand out bread, that sort of thing. That's where we strike. One monarch rides down to the south, another monarch rides home. You're right, we shouldn't have peasants farm. I mean, yeah. Your genius knows no bounds. But what about our own citizens? Won't they starve? I'm sure the ninth will protect the peasants. The worthy ones, anyway. For the final stage of their scheme, the Grandees must allow their farming to 1 or less. Oh my god. Why would the king ruin our farming like this? It's true. Oh, so tired. Common everything. The crab craze has swollen to unforeseen heights, Your Majesty. That's good, isn't it? Trade is so profitable that patricians are shutting down textile mills to focus on crab catching. Thousands are unemployed. But who cares about that, Your Majesty? Your box of crabs is now worth nearly double what you paid for it. Okay, sell it. Sell it all. You sell your crabs for as much more than you paid. The treasurer appears satisfied with your practicality. Meanwhile, industries collapse along the coast. That's fine. That's okay. It's just work for peasants. A pufferfish. A blood-red comet was spotted in the night sky over the coast, Your Esteemed Highness. The citizens are claiming it is a terrible omen. The common folk are on the verge of panic. Is there anything I can do? No. It's just peasants being peasants. For a few weeks, the coast is gripped by panic. Riots break out in the streets. Soothsayers wander the land foretelling doom. Silly peasants. Ugh. Your Majesty, I come to you with a sensitive matter. What is it? It's become clear that King Consort Melkor is utterly despised by the common folk. He can't appear in public without being mercilessly mocked. Unfortunately, appearing in public is the only thing your husband is really required to do. Afraid it doesn't surprise me. The commoners find Melkor insufferable. His speeches are rambly and self-congratulatory. I must admit, even I find his manner grating. I don't like to pry into your personal affairs, but if your husband's popularity continues to plummet, he could be a risk. At risk? Nonsense, they're just peasants. With all due respect, Your Majesty, if the peasants rise up, we're all outnumbered 1,000 to 1. Shall I fetch your husband so you can discuss this matter with him? Okay, yeah. What is it, my dear? I hear the commoners have turned against you. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they love me. After all, who doesn't? The commoners don't, and stop pretending otherwise. I'll admit they haven't warmed to me as quickly as I expected, but that'll change. I'll station more city watch when you address the public. As if any commoner would dare raise a hand against me. But thank you, nonetheless. We're good. Okay. Barons can rebel. I repeat, barons can rebel. My liege, I'm as devout as anyone, but it's beyond ridiculous that for one day every week all the shops shut and no work gets done. I know, it's the ninth god's holy day, the day he rested after slaughtering the other gods like cattle. But must it interrupt trade? I'm leaving profit on the table. And I need to remind you that the March is the economic powerhouse keeping the kingdom afloat. We should receive special dispensation. You want to carry on working through the day of rest? Not me personally, just my employees. This is sacrilege, by the way. How long have you been standing there? The ninth ensures I appear where I am most needed. I assure you, High Inquisitor, I have nothing but the utmost devotion to the ninth, but I need to think about profit. No, this has got to be the way. Keep the weekly day of rest, okay? We can't allow our religion to fall into further decline. We have to restore the faith. Thank you everyone that's voted C. What are the barons doing? They are potentially rebelling. We'll find out. Thank you very much. Keep by the ninth, fine. I'll go back to propping up this kingdom's economy, shall I? On our way back to her hill fort, Kitty Cathy II is mobbed by religious zealots, held in makeshift stocks for a week, and then pelted with dung and rotting meat. Oh, Kitty, no, Kitty! The common folk find it hilarious and the church donations triple overnight. Any rumours that the High Inquisitor was involved are totally unfounded. I'm stinky now. I'm sorry, Kitty. No, you can join now, Xerox. It's type !join followed by your pronouns of choice. You will be here just in time for the barons to rebel. High Inquisitor got jokes. High Inquisitor knows what she's about. Your esteemed Highness, I bring troubling news. If you say it's troubling, then it must be. A group of individuals in the coast are meeting in secret to preach heretical teachings and engage in rituals. Where have you been put? Let me have a look. Hold on. There's so many names. Oh wait, is there anyone on just 1,000? There you are, you're in with the patricians. Welcome on in. They're disciples of the 10th. They believe that one day a prophesied 10th god will save us from the apocalypse that the 9th is setting into motion as we speak. Dangerous nonsense. Regrettably, I require the Council's permission to launch a proper investigation. Otherwise, my Inquisitors would have already destroyed the cult before I had a chance to spread. We'll have to hold a vote on the matter. Okay. I would very much like to repeal the law that prevents the High Inquisitor from investigating at will. But I can't necessarily force that, can I? At the very least, we're going to go to the coast. Why was the third one grayed out? Because I didn't have the authority to do it. If my authority, I think, was 5 or 6 and higher, I can't remember, then I can just, like, ignore the council and be like, yeah, we're sending the Inquisitor. Repealing the law? Yeah. Would have been good, but we're going to send Inquisitors to the coast instead. The High Inquisitor and her followers are swift as they are ruthless. Within a month, the fetid corpses of the heretics hang from the battlements of Akos, the town where the cult had begun. There we go! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Bad news, Your Majesty. Remember how you increased security around your husband's speeches? Uh-oh. Yeah? Of course I do. At his latest speech, the common folk pelted him with tomatoes, rotten eggs, dung, and an entire turnip, which broke his nose. At which point Melkor lost his temper. He ordered the palace watch to wade into the crowd and start swinging their swords. How many dead in total? 12, Your Majesty. 11 peasants and 1 watchman who slipped on a tomato and accidentally impaled himself on his own halberd. Given the circumstances, it could have been a lot worse, but the common folk were on the verge of full-scale riot. Send Melkor to me. No regrets. No peasants got what coming to them. I shall publicly defend my husband's actions. Absolutely right. Of course he's going to defend me. I've done nothing wrong. The grandees are grateful that you defended the king consort, but the peasants are outraged. For a week, riots grip the capital. Yeah, I think it's over, isn't it? I think the barons are going to win with a civil war. No stability. This is what happens when you just roleplay. Here we all are. Yeah, all is lost. Last week, the kingdom has fallen apart. Gripped by unrest and infuriated by the civil war tearing the kingdom apart, the common folk have risen against you. You're sheltered in the palace while the mob heaves through the streets, toppling your statues and calling for Yvette to take the throne. You must regain control, Your Majesty. It's too late. All is lost. Fetch me my marshal. The marshal is unavailable. She's trying to contain the spread of the riots. Send for the treasurer. The treasurer cut her losses this morning. She's fled, along with a great deal of your gold. And what can be done? Our options are limited. Somewhere nearby, glass smashes. You become aware of a dull, muted roar, like a flood rushing through a valley. Alright, hold on, let me take a photo. Barons, discuss. Everyone gets like 1 vote, but it's very informal. What you want for Yvette's initial ambition. I'll just take a picture of all your names here. Hold on a minute. Where's my phone? There we are. So yeah. What's that? I believe it's the common citizens who have arrived at the palace to meet you in person, Your Majesty. The roar is 10,000 angry voices, getting louder and louder. Swords clash along with gurgling screams. Hazratraz, I'm sorry, we're just finishing up, I think. It looks like it's over. Look around for your honour guard. Your grim southern warrior nuns are already outside fighting off the mob. Against such numbers, they're not likely to last long. Call for your husband. I'm with you, my love. Until the end. I love you. I love you too. Chancellor, do you have any ideas? Just one. Here we go again. Your Chancellor heaves open a nearby window and sticks a leg out. It was an honour, Your Majesty. I'll see you on the other side. They leap out into open air, salutes in chat. There's a long shriek, followed by a distant thud. Oh! Oh dear. It's my fault, really. For allowing things to get to this point. She takes a step towards you, pulling a curved blade from somewhere within her sleeve. For the good of the kingdom. No, if you want to hunt Lynde, you go through me. Eek! Hey, save me! The spymaster dodges away from your husband and hurls her knife at you with deadly accuracy. You tumble down the steps with a blade between your ribs. The roar of the mob grows louder and louder. Your last thoughts are of the rebellion. The barons have won by default. A shame. You hope to put up more of a fight. Hey, Techno. Hello. How's it going? How's your travels? Oh dear, there we are. GG, everyone. GG. So yeah, we got, what is it? A recommendation. Trade and military. Trade, farming, military. Trade and military are top. Currently on the Eurostar. Nice. Oh well, there you go. You're just in time to see another Baron victory. Having plunged the kingdom into utter chaos, Monarch Lynde was assassinated by the spymaster, whose loyalty was always to the kingdom, not the monarch. The patricians succeeded in turning the palace into a hotbed of bribery and corruption. But what's new about that? They failed to gain the throne and lost money in the process. A bad investment. All that remained of the grandee's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, deep under the castle, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumour. With the kingdom in chaos, Yvette, leader of the March Rebellion, seized the throne. The rioting died down as the common folk waited to see how the new queen would fare, but they kept their pitchforks sharp. Monarch Lynde, the Useless. What a name to end it on. Coast has been hit with failed monopolisation and now useless corruption. Yeah, it's fine. Lost money is a true crime here. It's true. But yeah, Lynde the Useless. Oh, what a shame. It was going so well. Well, actually, no, thinking back on it, actually, nothing ever went well. It was rough the whole time. But there we go. Whopper's the wealthiest, advisor the broke, most broke. And oh, look at this! Is it Queen Yvette? Queen Yvette! Full of Marcher colours. Looking very regal. I'm loving the gold chain. Oh my god, look at this. She is ready to bring glory to the march. A warrior queen. Yes, my monarch. There we go. Alright, well. That's gonna be... We're gonna do the MS Paint. Is there a family treat? No, no. There's nothing that in-depth for it here. This is a very sort of light, casual game. I vote for Yvette the Blueberry. If you want that sort of thing, you'd want to go to, like, Crusader Kings. Playing Crusader Kings would be great. Far less exciting. Housework. See you next time. Yes, everyone, quickly, before you all go, tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow. My plans for tomorrow have fallen through. So Yvette's stream will happen tomorrow. And it's military. Trade. I'll randomise which one we go for initially. But yeah, looking forward to it. Barons seem immortal. Barons have just got a really strong lead. And they've been doing good. The real problem came like a few reigns back. There was a big civil war and the barons won out and annihilated everyone else's military. Hey Lake, thank you for being here. Have a good night's sleep. Hey, thank you for the follows, Pufferfish, Xerox. Thank you very much for the new follows. But yes, we play King of the Castle every weekend. Everyone say goodbye to Lake Lock in chat. Now then, I've got an art request, an art redeem.